Have you ever found yourself feeling daunted by intricate decisions or struggling to navigate the obstacles life presents? The audiobook Think Sharp, Developing Critical Thinking Habits serves as your companion in honing the essential habits needed for exceptionally sharp critical thinking skills. Here, you'll learn how to observe with precision, inquire profoundly, and make decisions with assurance. By mastering these habits, you'll be able to navigate the complexities of life effortlessly, make more informed choices, and realize your full potential. Don't allow unclear thinking to impede your progress. It's time to refine your mind. Your journey to a clearer, more decisive future begins right here. Before we move forward, I encourage you to download the complimentary bundle, which includes the ebook version of this title, along with a concise summary of each chapter, highlighting the key takeaways. Research indicates that engaging with material through various formats significantly boosts both learning and retention. Simply click the first link in the description to obtain your free bundle now and optimize your learning experience. This offer is free, but it won't last forever, so be sure to seize this opportunity while you can. Chapter 1: Mindset Shift. The human mind is an extraordinary tool, capable of remarkable feats in reasoning, creativity, and problem-solving. However, many of us find that our thinking patterns don't always reach their full potential. We might feel ensnared by rigid thought processes, unable to adapt to new challenges, or stumbling when faced with complicated issues. But imagine having the ability to unleash the full potential of your mind. What if you could nurture a mindset that not only welcomes challenges but flourishes because of them? This is where the journey of critical thinking commences. Not through strict rules or techniques, but through a profound shift in how we view our cognitive capabilities. Welcome to your first step toward developing sharper, more effective thinking. At the core of this transformation lies the concept of a growth mindset, created by psychologist Carol Dweck. It's a straightforward yet powerful idea, the belief that our abilities, including our capacity for critical thinking, are not static traits. Instead, they are skills that can be cultivated and improved through dedication and practice. This concept sharply contrasts with a fixed mindset, which posits that our intellectual abilities are inherent and unchangeable. Embracing a growth mindset is akin to opening a gateway to endless possibilities. It empowers us to face challenges not as threats to our intellect, but as valuable opportunities for growth and learning. When we encounter a particularly challenging problem or situation, this shift in perspective can make all the difference. When we encounter a novel idea that feels just out of reach, rather than stepping back or feeling defeated, we choose to engage. We recognize these instances as opportunities to flex our cognitive abilities and broaden our potential. Take a moment to reflect on how this change in viewpoint could transform your approach to thinking critically. Instead of shying away from complex issues due to a fear of making mistakes, you might find yourself diving in with enthusiasm, understanding that each effort, whether it leads to success or not, contributes to enhancing your mental sharpness. The disappointment of struggling to grasp a concept shifts from being a discouraging obstacle to an intriguing challenge waiting to be unraveled. So how do we start fostering this mindset? The initial step is cultivating awareness. Begin to observe your inner dialogue when faced with intellectual hurdles. Do you catch yourself thinking phrases like, "I'm just not cut out for this kind of thinking," or "this is too hard for me"? These thoughts indicate a fixed mindset. Acknowledging these mental patterns is crucial to altering them. Next, practice rephrasing these thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't solve this problem," try, "I can't solve this problem yet." The addition of "yet" not only opens the door to future success, but also recognizes that your inability at the moment is temporary. This is a simple yet powerful linguistic shift that signifies a significant change in attitude. As you navigate through this book, you will discover various strategies and techniques for critical thinking. Approach each one with the belief that improvement is possible, even if a specific method feels clumsy or ineffective at the outset. Remind yourself that mastery develops through practice. Your brain is literally reshaping itself with each attempt, establishing new neural connections that will enhance your critical thinking skills over time. One of the most compelling benefits of embracing a growth mindset is how it influences our response to setbacks in critical thinking. Mistakes and incorrect conclusions are bound to happen. With a fixed mindset, these missteps can feel devastating, serving as proof of our intellectual shortcomings. Conversely, with a growth mindset, they are viewed as precious chances for learning. Every mistake provides an opportunity to sharpen our reasoning, identify weaknesses in our thought processes, and emerge stronger and more adept. Embracing challenges is another vital element of a growth mindset. As you engage with the concepts presented in this book, expect to confront ideas and exercises that push you beyond your typical comfort zones. Rather than retreating, welcome these moments as essential for growth. Rather than avoiding these challenges, lean into them. It is essential to remember that during these difficult times, the most profound growth takes place. Your brain, much like a muscle, becomes stronger when it is challenged. Persistence is crucial on this journey. Developing critical thinking skills is not an overnight feat. There may be moments when your progress feels stagnated or when improvement seems elusive. This is precisely where the growth mindset shines brightest. By holding on to the conviction that you can indeed enhance your abilities through ongoing effort, you will overcome these periods of plateau. Every time you persist despite the challenges you face, you are not merely resolving the immediate issue, you are simultaneously enhancing your overall capacity for critical thinking. As you nurture this mindset, you will likely observe a ripple effect beyond your analytical skills. The principles of a growth mindset, embracing challenges, pushing through obstacles, and recognizing effort as the path to mastery, tend to influence various areas of life. You may find yourself more receptive to feedback, more inclined to tackle challenges in both personal and professional spheres, and more resilient when confronting setbacks. By the time you finish this book for the first time, you should possess a clear understanding of growth mindset principles and how they relate to critical thinking. You will become more aware of moments when you slip into fixed mindset tendencies, armed with the tools to shift your perspective. More importantly, you will have begun to apply this mindset to the critical thinking challenges outlined in the upcoming chapters. However, this marks only the beginning. The true strength of the growth mindset unfolds over time as you continue practicing and applying these key principles. You'll likely discover that your resilience grows when tackling intellectual challenges. Obstacles that once appeared insurmountable will transform into intriguing puzzles awaiting resolution. You'll find yourself more eager to engage with complex ideas, possessing greater adeptness in navigating through them. Your critical thinking abilities will continuously improve, not merely through the accumulation of knowledge, which will certainly occur, but through a fundamental transformation in how you approach thought processes. You will become more skilled at analyzing information, identifying logical fallacies, and constructing sound arguments. As you delve into later chapters, the concepts introduced will become instinctive, melding effortlessly into your cognitive processes. Nurturing critical thinking habits is a journey that is ongoing, and the growth mindset acts as the engine propelling this continuous enhancement. It transforms what could be perceived as a limited task into an exhilarating lifelong voyage of intellectual development. As we wrap up this chapter, it's crucial to grasp why fostering a growth mindset is the essential initial step in cultivating critical thinking habits. This shift in perspective sets the groundwork for all that follows. Absent this mindset, the techniques and approaches outlined in the chapters ahead might only be applied with limited enthusiasm or completely abandoned at the first obstacle. Conversely, with a solid growth mindset in place, every new idea becomes a doorway to learning, and each challenge offers a chance to broaden your skills. The structure of this book is intentionally designed to build upon this foundational mindset, gradually presenting increasingly sophisticated critical thinking skills. By starting with this mindset shift, we promote an approach to new ideas characterized by openness and resolve. This thoughtful progression supports the gradual enhancement and reinforcement of your abilities, enabling you to gain both confidence and proficiency step by step. As you turn to the next chapter, keep in mind that you are not merely studying critical thinking. You are embarking on a transformative journey that redefines your perspective on the act of thinking itself. The road ahead is filled with intriguing revelations and hurdles that will encourage you to develop in ways you may not have yet envisioned. Are you prepared to observe your surroundings with fresh insight, to look beyond the surface, and to uncover hidden truths? Before we proceed, be sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and enable notifications for more tips on self-improvement that will energize your path to growth. Also, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Your support is invaluable for helping the channel flourish. Thank you for your encouragement. Chapter 2. Observe closely. Have you ever pondered why some individuals notice details that seem to escape others entirely? What enables exceptional detectives, scientists, or artists to perceive nuances that most miss? The answer does not lie in a mystical superhuman trait, but rather in a skill that can be developed and honed, the art of careful observation. As we venture into this chapter, we will investigate how cultivating a discerning eye for detail can significantly boost your critical thinking abilities. But what does it truly mean to observe closely? It's more than merely looking. It's about genuinely seeing, hearing, and experiencing the environment around you with an increased level of awareness. Think back to the last time you strolled down a road you know well. How much of it did you actually take in? Did you notice the cracks in the pavement, the intricate architectural features of the buildings, or the subtle changes in the scenery? Unless you were consciously attuned to these aspects, much of it likely blurred past you in a haze of familiarity. This inclination to miss finer details is a natural aspect of how our minds handle information. We continually face a barrage of sensory inputs, and our brains have developed mechanisms to filter out what they consider superfluous. While this filtering is efficient for everyday tasks, it can significantly impede our abilities in critical thinking. Observation serves as the groundwork for all critical thinking. It is the initial step in gathering precise information about any circumstance, issue, or concept. Without diligent observation, any further analysis and conclusions we draw are precarious at best. By refining our observational abilities, we strengthen our capacity to perceive and comprehend intricate situations, thereby creating a robust platform for clearer thinking. However, observation extends beyond just visual elements. It envelops all our senses and reaches into abstract ideas as well. It's about being entirely present and attentive to everything that surrounds us, whether we're looking at a physical object, listening to a lecture, or contemplating a concept. The potency of perception lies in its capacity to mold our understanding of reality. Two individuals can witness the same scenario and walk away with completely distinct interpretations based on their observations. Here, the idea of attentional focus comes into play. Attentional focus is the mental process that enables us to zero in on particular features of our surroundings while disregarding others. It functions like a spotlight, illuminating certain areas while casting others into shadow. By grasping and controlling this focus, we can train our minds to catch details that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. Picture yourself in a busy room. Initially, the noise might sound like an indistinguishable hum. Yet, by channeling your attention, you can discern individual conversations, the sound of glasses clinking, or the steady buzz of the air conditioning. This principle applies equally to visual observation and abstract thought. Developing the skill to notice these details is something that can improve with practice. Improvement in our observational skills requires deliberate focus and a conscious effort to resist our brain's inclination to overlook the familiar or seemingly trivial details. As you cultivate this ability, you'll discover an abundance of previously unnoticed nuances surfacing in various aspects of your daily life. So, how can we refine our ability to observe? There are numerous strategies at our disposal to enhance our perceptual faculties. One particularly effective approach is active listening. This technique transcends merely hearing spoken words. It means immersing yourself in the conversation, paying attention to the tone, body language, and context of the speaker's message. It involves listening with the purpose of truly comprehending rather than simply waiting to reply. Visual scanning techniques also stand out as beneficial methods for bolstering our observational prowess. This practice entails examining a scene or object methodically, section by section, rather than settling for a fleeting overview. Artists frequently apply this approach when sketching from life, but it holds significant value in any scenario where detailed observation is paramount. As we engage with these techniques, we transition from simple observation to genuine insights. This progression reveals the powerful role of attentive observation in critical thinking. By linking our observations, we begin to formulate hypotheses about our surroundings. For instance, if you notice that a coworker's typically orderly desk is in chaos, that they are speaking faster than normal, and frequently checking their watch, these signs might lead you to surmise that they are experiencing heightened stress or facing a tight deadline. Such insights, born from meticulous observation, can profoundly influence your interactions and decision-making processes. However, it's vital to refrain from drawing hasty conclusions based solely on limited observations. The aim is to collect as much information as possible before arriving at any judgments. This is where the discipline of critical thinking plays a crucial role, helping to temper our instinctive urge to make snap assumptions. To develop a robust habit of close observation, incorporating practical exercises into your daily life is key. One effective activity is taking mindfulness walks. During these strolls, pay close attention to your surroundings and engage all your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, and feel? Strive to detect details you've never noticed before, even in well-known locales. Another useful resource is maintaining an observation journal. Regularly jot down detailed accounts of objects, scenes, or experiences, challenging yourself to delve deeper into the world around you. As you work on being as detailed and precise as possible, you may find that your capability to notice and remember finer points improves over time. With practice in these techniques, you'll likely see advancements in your observational skills. Initially, you might discover that you are paying closer attention to the world around you in your daily life. Perhaps you'll begin to pick up on subtle hints in conversations or recognize intriguing aspects of your surroundings that you used to overlook. As your abilities grow, you'll find that you can extract deeper insights from your observations. You'll start to recognize connections among seemingly unrelated details, prompting a more sophisticated understanding of complex scenarios. This is where keen observation can truly enhance your thinking skills. With consistent practice and commitment, you can reach a level where perceiving and interpreting intricate information becomes second nature. You'll automatically notice and process details that may elude others, providing you with a significant edge in problem-solving, decision-making, and critical analysis. However, developing this skill does come with its challenges. A common hurdle is the tendency to miss vital details, especially in our fast-paced world filled with constant information and distractions. Staying focused can be a daunting task. To tackle this, it's crucial to regularly engage in focused observation techniques. Make it a point to periodically tune out distractions and practice intentional, mindful observation. Remember, the aim is not to catch every single detail at all times. That would be both overwhelming and unrealistic. Instead, it's about learning to direct your attention deliberately and effectively when it matters most, training your mind to become a powerful ally in gathering and analyzing information. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to reflect on how mastering the art of close observation could shift your viewpoint. How might it improve your understanding of complicated situations, enhance your problem-solving skills, or deepen your appreciation for the world around you? The potential of perception is immense, and by refining this skill, you are equipping yourself with a crucial tool for sharper, more insightful thinking. Keep in mind, observation is merely the starting point. As you continue on this journey, you'll uncover how this essential skill interacts with other elements of critical thinking. What occurs when we merge astute observation with the skill of posing insightful questions? How could this shift our approach to tackling challenges and finding solutions? As we move forward into the next chapter, get ready to investigate the remarkable influence of curiosity and inquiry in shaping our comprehension of the world around us. Chapter 3. Let's consider the question of why. Have you ever noticed how certain individuals seem to inherently grasp the essence of any issue? They have an uncanny ability to strip away layers of complexity and expose truths that often go unnoticed. What's their secret? It's not merely an inborn talent or some mystical insight. Rather, it's a skill that anyone can cultivate, and it all kicks off with the simple three-letter word, why. As we journey through this chapter, we will delve into the transformative impact of asking questions. Not just any questions, but the art of inquiring in a meaningful way, at the right moments, and in an effective manner. This is not merely about idle curiosity or running through a list of queries. It's about fostering a mindset that seeks deeper insights, challenges preconceived notions, and reveals hidden truths. Reflect on the last time you took something at face value. Maybe it was a news article, a colleague's statement, or even one of your own long-standing beliefs. Did you take a moment to scrutinize it? Did you dig a little deeper to uncover the motivations or reasons behind it? If you didn't, you're not alone. Our brains are designed for efficiency, often opting for superficial explanations to save mental energy. Yet in this pursuit of quick answers, we forfeit the chance for profound understanding and critical insights. This is where the significance of the question why comes into play. By consistently posing this seemingly simple but profound question, we unlock avenues for deeper analysis and comprehension. It serves as a tool that nudges us toward a more thorough examination of situations, prompts us to challenge our preconceived ideas, and encourages us to investigate root causes rather than settling for surface-level explanations. But why is this important for sharpening our thinking? The answer lies in the essence of critical thinking itself. At its very foundation, critical thinking involves analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information. It transcends the mere acceptance of facts, pushing us to explore their meanings, implications, and connections. By nurturing the habit of asking why, we train our minds to engage more profoundly with information, seeking out connections and underlying principles that might otherwise remain obscured. Moreover, this inquisitive mindset serves as a bulwark against the acceptance of shallow answers. In a world saturated with information, often oversimplified or misleading, the ability to delve beneath the surface is more essential than ever. This capacity enables us to differentiate between true understanding and mere acquaintance, as well as between substantial knowledge and superficial details. The practice of questioning and analysis isn't a modern invention. In fact, it has its roots in the ancient Socratic method, named after the Greek philosopher Socrates. This technique centers around asking insightful questions to foster critical thinking and shed light on various ideas. Socrates maintained that the journey to genuine knowledge hinges not on passively accepting what we hear, but on rigorously interrogating it. At its core, the Socratic method operates on principles that appear quite straightforward. It begins with the assumption that our knowledge is inherently limited and possibly flawed. Embracing this mindset of humility, we embark on a systematic questioning journey. Each inquiry seeks to clarify concepts, scrutinize assumptions, and examine consequences. While this method originated in the philosophical discussions of antiquity, its influence in contemporary critical thinking is far-reaching. In educational settings, it encourages students to engage deeply with topics rather than merely memorize information. In the business realm, it helps identify the root causes of problems during discussion sessions. Moreover, in personal growth, it serves as a potent mechanism for introspection and development. So, how can we nurture this inquiring mindset in our everyday lives? It begins by acknowledging that there are various types of probing questions, each serving its distinct purpose. Some questions aim for clarification. What do you mean by that? Others challenge existing assumptions. Is that always the case? Still, others seek to explore reasons and evidence. What makes you think that? The key is to steer clear of binary yes or no questions, opting instead for those that invite deeper thought and analysis. Rather than simply asking, "Is this a good idea?" we might reframe it with, "What criteria are we using to assess this idea?" And instead of, "Do you agree?" we could inquire, "What might be the implications of this viewpoint?" Timing and context, of course, play a critical role in the art of questioning. There's a skill to discerning when to dig deeper and when to give space. In some scenarios, swift decision-making is imperative, leaving little room for thorough analysis. while in others, relentless questioning might come across as confrontational or disruptive. The true mastery lies in knowing when to engage and when to hold back. Creating opportunities for deeper exploration and framing inquiries in a way that promotes constructive conversation is essential, as it reduces defensiveness. A particularly effective method for identifying root causes is referred to as the 5 whys technique. This approach entails asking why repeatedly, typically 5 times, to go beyond surface explanations and delve into the heart of an issue. Each response lays the groundwork for the next question, establishing a continuous thread of inquiry that fosters a more profound understanding. For instance, if we are aiming to dissect a complex issue, we might start by questioning why it is happening. Once we receive an answer, we then probe why that is true. We persist in this questioning process, systematically peeling away layers until we reach the fundamental cause. This technique can effectively transcend superficial understanding, revealing underlying elements that may not be immediately visible. To truly embrace this inquisitive mindset, consistent practice is key. One practical way to do this is to challenge yourself to question common assumptions or everyday phenomena. Consider asking why we adhere to certain social customs, or why typical procedures exist within your profession. By interrogating what we often take for granted, we can unearth insights and discover opportunities for growth or innovation. Another valuable exercise involves participating in group discussions that leverage Socratic questioning. This can take place either in a structured study group setting or more casually amongst friends or colleagues. Members can take turns sharing their ideas or viewpoints, while others pose probing questions that encourage a deeper examination of the subject at hand. This practice not only sharpens our questioning abilities, but also presents us with a diversity of perspectives and thought processes. As you cultivate this habit of inquiry, you are likely to experience several benefits. Initially, you'll find yourself capable of formulating more relevant and thought-provoking questions, which can greatly enhance your capacity to gather information and comprehend complex situations. With persistent effort, your overall analytical skills will improve. You'll become more skilled at breaking down intricate problems, identifying core factors, and synthesizing information from various sources. This enhanced analytical ability can be applied in numerous facets of life, ranging from professional challenges to personal dilemmas. At its most refined level, adopting this questioning mindset can empower you to uncover profound truths. You'll cultivate a nearly instinctive knack for slicing through superficial explanations to grasp the core of issues. While this doesn't imply you'll possess all the answers, you'll be equipped with the necessary tools to explore deeper insights consistently. Naturally, acquiring this ability does come with its own set of challenges. A frequent pitfall is falling into the habit of posing irrelevant or trivial questions. It's all too easy to get caught up in questioning merely for the sake of questioning, without truly enhancing comprehension. To steer clear of this, always maintain a focus on the context and significance of your inquiries. Reflect on what you aim to comprehend and consider how your question contributes to that goal. Another potential hurdle is that relentless questioning may sometimes be viewed as confrontational or challenging, particularly in specific cultural or professional settings. Being attuned to these dynamics is crucial. Structure your queries in a manner that's seen as constructive rather than aggressive. The aim is to cultivate an open dialogue and deepen understanding, not to make others feel cornered. As we wrap up this chapter, think about how adopting this habit of asking why could revolutionize your approach to thinking and resolving issues. How might it alter your interactions with others, your grasp of intricate topics, or even modify your viewpoint of the world? The potential of questioning is immense, and by refining this skill, you're arming yourself with a vital tool for clearer, more discerning thought. However, questioning is merely one facet of the broader picture. Moving forward, we'll dive into how this curious mindset interacts with other essential critical thinking abilities. What occurs when we merge probing inquiries with astute observation? How might this reshuffle the way we identify patterns and connections in our surroundings? As we transition into the next chapter, get ready to uncover the hidden frameworks that influence our comprehension and decision-making processes. Chapter 4. Analyzing Patterns. Have you ever been amazed by individuals who seem to have an almost extraordinary skill for forecasting trends or untangling intricate problems? It's as if they can perceive concealed links that slip past the rest of us, enabling them to maneuver through the complexities of our world with outstanding finesse. But what if I told you that this ability isn't merely an inborn talent, but rather a skill that can be cultivated and refined? As we journey into this chapter, let's delve into a vital component of human thought that, when mastered, can significantly elevate your critical thinking skills. This skill sits at the crossroads of observation, analysis, and forecasting, enabling us to navigate the vast expanse of information we encounter daily. Consider the last time you faced a multifaceted issue or were presented with an extensive amount of data. Did you feel daunted by the sheer volume? Did you find it difficult to see how the various pieces connected? If this resonates with you, rest assured you're in good company. Our minds are incessantly inundated with information, and without the proper tools, it can be quite difficult to untangle it all. This is where the potency of pattern analysis comes into play. Essentially, recognizing patterns involves pinpointing regularities, trends, or connections within what may seem like chaotic or disparate information. It's a foundational element of how our minds interpret and comprehend the world around us. By honing this ability, we can improve our capacity to foresee outcomes, draw connections, and tackle intricate problems. But why is this crucial for sharpening our thinking skills? The answer lies in the complexity of our modern, data-rich environment, where we frequently encounter situations that demand the analysis of vast amounts of data, identification of trends, and making informed predictions. Whether in the realms of business, science, or our personal endeavors, the skill to recognize and analyze patterns provides a significant edge. Moreover, engaging in pattern analysis sharpens our broader analytical and problem-solving abilities. It trains our minds to look beyond surface details, encouraging us to uncover deeper structures and interrelations. This more profound analytical approach often leads to innovative solutions and more precise forecasts. To genuinely appreciate the power of pattern recognition, we must explore its cognitive foundations. Our brains are inherently programmed to search for patterns, a crucial survival mechanism that has developed over millions of years. When we encounter new information, our brains instinctively attempt to align it with established patterns or construct new ones, allowing for more efficient understanding and processing. However, it's important to note that not all patterns are created equal. Some are straightforward and easily identifiable, while others are more nuanced and demand a closer examination to uncover. Grasping the various types of patterns present in information is essential for refining our analytical skills. When it comes to skills, we encounter various forms of patterns. Temporal patterns pertain to sequences or trends observed over a period. Spatial patterns deal with how objects or data points are arranged in either physical or conceptual spaces. Logical patterns revolve around the connections between ideas or concepts. By honing our ability to recognize these diverse types of patterns, we can gain a deeper understanding of the information we engage with. But how can we effectively identify and analyze these patterns? There are several strategies we can utilize to sharpen our pattern recognition abilities. One effective method is utilizing data visualization techniques. By visually representing data through graphs, charts, or other aids, we can often discern patterns that might not be readily visible in raw data. Another beneficial strategy is trend identification, which involves observing consistent changes or movements in the data over time. By pinpointing these trends, we can frequently make predictions about future outcomes or identify the underlying factors contributing to these changes. As we refine our pattern recognition skills, we progress from merely identifying patterns to leveraging them for prediction and insight. This is where the true strength of pattern analysis and critical thinking becomes evident. Through inferential thinking, we can draw on observed patterns to make informed guesses about future events or hidden connections. However, it's vital to approach this process carefully. A common pitfall in pattern analysis is overgeneralization, the assumption that a pattern recognized in one context will necessarily apply in all scenarios. It's important to remember that correlation doesn't always equal causation, and some patterns may simply be coincidental rather than significant. To genuinely cultivate the habit of pattern analysis, incorporating practical exercises into your routine is essential. One effective approach is to regularly analyze data sets for concealed patterns, whether that be financial data, scientific results, or even patterns in your everyday life. Challenge yourself to look beyond the obvious and uncover subtle relationships or trends. Another useful exercise involves creating mind maps to visualize connections. Start with a central idea or problem, then branch out to related concepts or factors. As you expand your mind map, look for recurring themes, unexpected links, or potential causal relationships. This visual method can often unveil patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed. As you engage with these techniques, you'll likely notice improvements in your ability to recognize patterns through linear thinking. Initially, you may find yourself becoming more skilled at spotting straightforward patterns in various data or scenarios. This increase in proficiency can prove quite useful, helping you identify trends or connections that you might have previously disregarded. With consistent practice, you'll probably enhance your ability to predict possible outcomes based on the patterns you observe. This capacity for prediction can be invaluable when it comes to making decisions, solving problems, and planning strategically. You'll get to a point where you can foresee potential results or obstacles by picking up on subtle indicators or trends. At the peak of your proficiency, you'll be able to derive profound insights from intricate data. This stage requires not only recognizing patterns, but also grasping their implications, possible causes, and the broader context in which they exist. Here, pattern analysis transforms into a vital instrument for innovation and groundbreaking ideas. However, mastering this skill does come with its challenges. A significant concern is the potential for misinterpreting patterns due to our inherent biases. Our minds tend to gravitate towards seeking patterns that support our existing beliefs or expectations, which might lead us to perceive meaningful trends that are non-existent, or to miss those that contradict what we believe. To counteract this, it's essential to approach the analysis of patterns with an open mind and to actively seek out various data sources and perspectives. Challenge your initial views by exploring alternative interpretations or contradictory evidence. The goal here isn't merely to find evidence supporting our beliefs, but to uncover authentic insights that broaden our understanding. Another issue to be mindful of is the tendency to overly depend on historical patterns to forecast future outcomes. While looking at past trends can be enlightening, it's critical to remember that situations evolve and new elements can disrupt established patterns. Always take into account the context and the potential for change when utilizing patterns for predictions. As we wrap up this chapter, reflect on how this newly acquired skill in pattern analysis could transform your approach to problem solving and decision making. How might it improve your ability to navigate intricate situations, foresee challenges, or pinpoint opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed? The potential of pattern recognition is immense, and by refining this skill, you can open new avenues of insight. By acquiring this skill, you are laying a foundational stone for enhancing your ability to think more sharply and insightfully. However, pattern analysis represents only one facet of this broader picture. As you progress, you'll uncover how this analytical ability intertwines with other key thinking strategies. What unfolds when we merge pattern recognition with the skill to question our own beliefs? In what ways might this shift our approach to tackling problems and developing solutions? As we dive into the upcoming chapter, be prepared to address the underlying influences that sculpt our thought processes. Forces that, once acknowledged, can be harnessed to significantly boost our critical thinking skills. Chapter 5. Confronting Bias. Have you ever pondered why two people of equal intelligence can interpret identical information and arrive at drastically different conclusions? Or why, upon reflection, some of your decisions appear fundamentally flawed? The answer does not lie in a deficiency of intellect or information, but rather in a subtle, pervasive influence that molds our thought patterns in often unnoticed ways. In this chapter, we will examine a crucial element of thinking that can either bolster or undermine our capacity for clear reasoning and sound decision-making. This facet of our cognitive processes functions largely outside our conscious awareness, subtly affecting our perceptions, judgments, and choices in significant ways. Consider your last major decision. Did you weigh all the evidence impartially, or were you inclined to favor information that reinforced your pre-existing beliefs while casting aside any contradictory data? If you're like many, you likely lean toward the latter experience to some extent. This illustrates just one way our minds can mislead us, even when we believe we're engaging in logical thinking. The human brain, a remarkable organ, possesses the capacity to process vast quantities of information and make intricate decisions in mere moments. Yet, this impressive efficiency comes with a trade-off. To manage the overwhelming volume of information we face daily, our brains have adapted to employing mental shortcuts. These shortcuts, known as heuristics, enable us to make rapid judgments and decisions without the need to scrutinize every detail meticulously. While these cognitive shortcuts can often serve us well, they also have the potential to misguide us. They can lead us to overlook vital information, leap to conclusions, or base our decisions on flawed reasoning, creating consistent errors in our thought processes. When we engage in thought, we often fall prey to what psychologists refer to as cognitive biases. Recognizing and questioning these biases is essential for enhancing our thinking skills. Why is this so important? Because these biases can warp our understanding and judgment, leading us to make misguided choices, misinterpret details, and arrive at faulty conclusions. By becoming aware of these biases and learning how to challenge them, we can foster a more objective and well-rounded approach to critical thinking. So what precisely are these cognitive biases? They manifest in various ways, each influencing our thought processes differently. Take confirmation bias, for example. This is our inclination to search for information that supports our pre-existing beliefs while disregarding evidence that contradicts them. Then there's the availability heuristic, which skews our perception of how likely an event is based on how easily we can recall or imagine it. Additionally, the anchoring bias can lead us to place too much weight on the initial piece of information we acquire when making decisions. These examples represent just a few of the numerous biases that can shape our thinking. Each can dramatically influence our decision-making strategies, driving us toward unwise financial moves, misinterpretation of risks, or flawed judgments about people and situations. In some instances, the repercussions of biased thinking can be quite severe, impacting not just individual choices but entire organizations and societies. So, what steps can we take to address these omnipresent influences on our thought processes? The first step is to cultivate self-awareness. It's important to identify our own biases, though this can be a challenging endeavor. Our biases are often so deeply embedded in our thought patterns that they can be hard to detect unless we make a conscious effort. A practical method for evaluating our biases is to routinely examine our assumptions and beliefs. When you feel compelled to form a strong opinion or make a decision, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, what evidence am I using as a foundation for this? Am I considering every aspect of the issue or solely those that confirm my existing views? Are there other explanations or points of view that I might have overlooked? Another effective strategy for enhancing self-awareness is to actively seek feedback from those around us. Often, others can recognize our biases more clearly than we can ourselves. By inviting a range of perspectives and remaining receptive to constructive criticism, we can glean important insights into our thought processes and potential blind spots. Once we cultivate a deeper understanding of our biases, the next step involves discovering methods to overcome them. A highly effective strategy is to intentionally seek out a variety of perspectives. This entails consciously exposing ourselves to ideas and viewpoints that challenge our current beliefs. While this may feel a bit unsettling at first, it is an essential part of expanding our knowledge and minimizing the influence of biases on our thought processes. Additionally, employing structured decision-making methods can aid in lessening the effects of bias. This could include utilizing decision matrices to assess options in an objective manner, or applying techniques such as the pre-mortem, where you envision a decision that has failed and work backward to identify possible missteps. By adhering to a methodical approach, we can diminish the sway of emotional or instinctive biases on our decision-making. To truly grasp these concepts and foster the habit of confronting bias, it's vital to engage in consistent practice. One effective exercise is to maintain a bias journal. Each day, strive to pinpoint at least one moment where a cognitive bias may have influenced your thoughts. Reflect on what the bias was, how it shaped your thinking, and how you might tackle similar situations differently in the future. Another beneficial practice is to partake in structured debates or discussions regarding topics you feel strongly about. The key is to push yourself to argue for the opposing viewpoint. This exercise can be enlightening, helping you to see the strengths in alternative arguments and the potential shortcomings in your own stance. As you hone your ability to challenge biases, you are likely to experience several outcomes. At a fundamental level, you'll become increasingly aware of your own biases. This awareness alone can be transformative, providing you the opportunity to pause and reassess your processes during critical moments. With ongoing practice, you will cultivate the skill to actively counter biases in your decision-making. You'll find yourself instinctively considering diverse viewpoints, seeking out various forms of information, and tackling issues with a more well-rounded perspective. On achieving a high level of mastery, you may reach a state of nearly constant objectivity. This doesn't imply that you will completely rid yourself of biases. Such a feat is probably unattainable for any human being, but you will have cultivated a heightened awareness and developed effective strategies to combat bias. Your thought processes can be more balanced and objective than the average person's. However, the journey to eliminate bias comes with its obstacles. One major challenge we face is the inclination to overlook our own biases due to an inflated sense of confidence. It's all too easy to fall into the belief that we're immune to bias, particularly when we become more aware of these cognitive traps. This very overconfidence can render us more vulnerable to biased thinking, especially if we lower our defenses. To combat this issue, it's essential to actively seek out feedback and embrace a variety of perspectives, particularly during those moments when we feel the most assured about our judgments. By fostering a mindset of intellectual humility and being open to new insights, we can refine our thought processes and protect ourselves from the insidious nature of overconfidence. Another hurdle lies in the ubiquity of biases within our thought patterns. These biases are not merely occasional invaders in our cognitive functions. Rather, they are integral to the way our brains operate. This reality suggests that confronting bias isn't a one-off task, but rather an ongoing journey of self-reflection and adjustment. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to ponder how this awareness of cognitive biases might transform your approach to thinking and decision-making. How could it influence the way you consume information, form opinions, or engage with those who hold differing viewpoints? The ability to recognize and confront bias is a powerful asset, capable of significantly enhancing the clarity and effectiveness of your reasoning. Yet, addressing bias is just one facet of the broader puzzle of honing critical thinking skills. As you proceed, you'll uncover how this self-awareness intersects with various cognitive strategies. What occurs when we merge our capacity to challenge bias with methods aimed at broadening our mental horizons? How could this reshape our problem-solving approach and enhance our ability to generate solutions? In the upcoming chapter, get ready to expand your thinking in new directions as we examine the role of cognitive flexibility in enhancing your critical thinking prowess. Chapter 6. Consider alternatives. Have you ever found yourself in a rut, overwhelmed by a problem that seems insurmountable, or perhaps made a decision only to later realize there was a much better choice you hadn't even contemplated? These experiences are remarkably common and highlight a vital aspect of critical thinking that often goes unrecognized. In this chapter, we'll delve into a powerful cognitive tool that can help us navigate these situations effectively, that can significantly boost your problem-solving and decision-making capabilities. It's a strategy that allows you to escape mental stagnation, uncover fresh solutions, and make better-informed decisions. Beyond that, It represents a mindset that can revolutionize how you tackle challenges across various areas of your life. Think back to the last time you encountered a difficult issue. What was your approach? Did you quickly settle on the first idea that popped into your head, or did you take a moment to consider various alternatives? If you're like most individuals, you likely gravitated toward the former. Our minds are designed for efficiency, often steering us toward rapid, familiar resolutions. However, what if I told you that while this instinct can be beneficial at times, it might also be hindering your capacity for truly effective and innovative thinking? The skill of exploring alternatives is not merely a useful tactic, it's a core element of astute thinking. This is because it fosters adaptability and creativity in resolving problems. When we discipline ourselves to go beyond the obvious or immediate solutions, we unlock a realm of possibilities. We become more versatile, more inventive, and better equipped to tackle intricate challenges. Additionally, considering alternatives mitigates the risk of becoming narrow-minded. It's all too easy to fall into the trap of tunnel vision, concentrating so hard on one strategy that we overlook other potentially superior options. By nurturing the habit of evaluating various possibilities, we safeguard ourselves against this cognitive blind spot. So how can we cultivate this ability? The answer lies in grasping and implementing the principles of divergent thinking. Unlike convergent thinking, which hones in on a single correct solution, divergent thinking is about generating a broad spectrum of possible answers or ideas. It's like casting a wide net, allowing us to catch a diverse array of possibilities before zeroing in on the best choice. The advantages of this approach are plentiful. By examining numerous possibilities, we enhance our chances of discovering truly inventive solutions. We also develop a more thorough understanding of the issue at hand, as each alternative we explore unveils new facets of the problem. This broader outlook can lead to more nuanced and effective decision-making. So how do we implement divergent thinking in our daily lives? There are several strategies we can utilize too. One of the most recognized methods is brainstorming. At its core, brainstorming is the process of generating a wealth of ideas without any form of judgment or critique. The essential aspect here is to put aside any evaluations at the outset, which allows even the most outlandish concepts to emerge. In fact, it's often these unusual ideas that pave the way for innovative solutions. Another effective technique is lateral thinking, a concept introduced by Edward de Bono. Lateral thinking encourages tackling problems from surprising perspectives, often by questioning established assumptions or integrating unexpected elements into the thought process. For instance, one might consider, how might we address this issue if we had boundless resources? Or, what would our solution look like if we were required to solve this problem without any technology? These methods can yield remarkable results, but they are merely the starting point. The true strength lies in making the exploration of alternatives a routine part of your thought process. This involves conditioning yourself to continuously inquire about additional possibilities whenever you encounter a challenge or a decision. However, simply generating alternatives is only part of the process. Once you've broadened your range of choices, you must also be adept at assessing and prioritizing them effectively. This is where a criteria-based evaluation comes into play. By setting clear standards for what defines a viable solution, you can systematically assess each option, examining its pros and cons. It's vital to find a balance between creativity and practicality during this evaluation. While it's essential to entertain unconventional ideas, you also have to gauge their feasibility and potential impact. This doesn't imply that you should dismiss ideas that initially appear unworkable. Sometimes the most groundbreaking solutions might first seem unrealistic. Instead, this means thoughtfully considering how each alternative might be executed and what repercussions it could entail. To genuinely cultivate the habit of considering alternatives, regular practice is crucial. A highly effective activity is to organize group brainstorming sessions. Bring together a diverse array of individuals and pose a specific problem or challenge. Encourage each person to share their insights openly, free from any criticism or evaluation. You may be astonished by the variety and inventiveness of the ideas that surface. A highly effective approach to decision-making is scenario analysis. When you're confronted with a choice, try envisioning various potential futures that stem from different options. What might the ramifications be for each scenario? How could various factors interplay? Engaging in this exercise not only broadens your scope of possible outcomes, but also sharpens your foresight into what might come next. As you work on your ability to consider different alternatives, you'll likely discover that you can generate a range of solutions to problems more readily. This skill alone is immensely beneficial, providing you with more choices and reducing the risk of missing out on viable solutions. With ongoing practice, your aptitude for evaluating a variety of options will enhance. You'll become more skilled at weighing the advantages and disadvantages of different alternatives while considering their potential effects from various viewpoints. This refined capacity for evaluation can result in more sophisticated and effective decision-making. At the pinnacle of this mastery, you may find yourself consistently choosing the best solutions from an extensive array of possibilities. While this does not guarantee flawless decisions, an expectation that is perhaps unrealistic in our intricate and unpredictable environment, you will cultivate a remarkable ability to generate and assess alternatives, leading to choices that are generally more informed and effective than those made by others. Of course, the path to mastering the consideration of alternatives is fraught with challenges. One major pitfall is the inclination to overlook viable options due to personal biases. Even when we believe we are being open-minded, our preconceived notions and preferences can subtly skew the options we seriously weigh. This is where the techniques discussed in the previous chapter about challenging bias become essential. To combat this tendency, it can be beneficial to employ structured frameworks for evaluation. This might involve using decision matrices to systematically assess each alternative against your established criteria, or employing methods such as the 6 thinking hats, which encourages viewing problems from various angles. By integrating these structured techniques, you can ensure that you are fairly considering all alternatives, rather than just those that initially resonate with you. Another hurdle to navigate is the risk of decision paralysis when confronted with too many options. Having too many choices can often lead to feelings of being overwhelmed, which may cause us to hesitate or stick to options that feel familiar and safe. It's important to remember that the objective isn't to weigh every single possibility. That would be entirely unfeasible. Instead, focus on coming up with a sensible set of varied, high-quality options. Here, quality trumps quantity. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to reflect on how adopting the practice of exploring alternatives could transform your approach to problem-solving and decision-making. Think about how it may influence your methods for addressing challenges at work, making personal choices, or engaging in conversations with others. The skill of conjuring and assessing multiple possibilities stands as a formidable asset that can significantly boost your critical thinking abilities, leading to more innovative and effective solutions. However, considering alternatives is merely one aspect of honing your critical thinking skills. As you progress, you'll begin to see how this broader mindset interacts with other cognitive strategies. What occurs when we merge our talent for generating alternatives with focused reflection? How does this impact our ability to learn from experiences and fine-tune our decision-making? As we transition into the next chapter, brace yourself to discover the profound effects of introspection on improving your critical thinking capabilities. Chapter 7. Reflect deeply. Have you ever pondered why some individuals seem to learn and evolve from their experiences, while others seem to constantly make the same errors? Or why certain people consistently arrive at better decisions, even in intricate scenarios? The key lies not in natural gifts or mere luck, but in a crucial cognitive skill that often flies under the radar in our fast-paced lives. In this chapter, we will delve into a practice that can dramatically elevate your critical thinking and decision-making skills. This technique can unveil hidden trends in your thought processes, help you learn from the past, and allow for the continual refinement of your cognitive strategies. More importantly, it serves as a route toward greater self-awareness and personal development. Reflect on the last major decision you made. Afterward, did you take the time to contemplate why you opted for that particular choice? Did you think about what prompted your decision, what the results were, and what alterations you might consider next time? If you're like most people, you probably moved on to the next task without much introspection. What if I told you that taking a moment to pause and reflect could be the secret to realizing your full potential as a thinker and decision maker? The practice we're delving into in this chapter goes beyond merely revising past experiences. It's a deliberate, methodical approach to analyzing our thoughts, actions, and their outcomes. Known as deep reflection or reflective practice, this technique is fundamental to ongoing learning and personal growth. But why is reflection a vital component of sharp thinking? The answer lies in its ability to nurture self-awareness and foster development. When we take the time to engage in profound reflection about our experiences, we uncover insights into our thought patterns, strengths, and areas needing improvement. We start to recognize trends in our thinking and decision-making that we might otherwise overlook. Additionally, reflection significantly enhances our decision-making capabilities by enabling us to learn from our past choices. Every decision we face and every challenge we tackle provides a chance to glean insights. Yet without reflection, these valuable lessons often slip by unnoticed and unused. By cultivating the habit of deep reflection, we can derive important lessons from our past experiences and utilize them in future situations. The theoretical foundations of reflective practice draw from the contributions of educational theorist David Kolb and philosopher Donald Schoen. They suggested that learning is a cyclical process encompassing concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. In this framework, reflection is essential for transforming experiences into knowledge. Several reflection models can assist us in this practice. One prevalent method is the what, so what, now what model. In this approach, we begin by recounting what occurred, then analyze its significance, so what, and ultimately contemplate how we can apply what we've learned, now what. Another effective model is Gibbs' reflective cycle, which walks us through the stages of description, feelings, evaluation, analysis, conclusion, and action planning. The benefits of consistently engaging in self-reflection are vast. It allows us to identify our strengths and weaknesses, gain insight into our motivations and biases, and recognize patterns in our thoughts and behaviors. This heightened self-awareness enables us to make better decisions, enhance our problem-solving skills, and develop greater emotional intelligence. But how can we incorporate reflective practices into our everyday lives? An impactful method to enhance self-awareness is journaling. By consistently jotting down our thoughts, experiences, and reflections, we create a valuable archive of our mental habits that we can revisit for learning. The process doesn't need to be time-consuming. Even dedicating a few focused minutes each day can yield significant improvements. When you journal for the purpose of reflection, strive to delve deeper than merely narrating events. Challenge yourself with thought-provoking questions. What led me to that choice? What assumptions shaped my perspective? In what ways did my emotions drive my reasoning? What alternative actions could I have pursued? By exploring your thought processes more thoroughly, you'll uncover insights that can shape your future behavior. Another effective method is to participate in structured reflection exercises. Consider designating specific time each week to evaluate your experiences, decisions, and their consequences. You might follow a particular reflection framework or craft your own set of stimulating questions that encourage a deeper dive into what you've encountered. As you cultivate a reflective mindset, you'll likely begin to identify recurring themes in your thought patterns and decision-making. Perhaps you'll notice a tendency to rush decisions in stressful situations, or recognize that you frequently overlook certain types of information. Acknowledging these patterns is essential, as it empowers you to consciously address them in future scenarios. The true strength of reflection lies in our ability to apply the insights we gather to future choices. This may entail setting concrete goals for personal growth, devising strategies to counter identified weaknesses, or intentionally incorporating lessons learned from past experiences into new challenges. By consistently engaging in this practice, we cultivate a cycle of ongoing improvement in our thinking and decision-making processes. To genuinely embrace the practice of meaningful reflection, it's beneficial to engage in regular exercises. One effective strategy is daily journaling focused on self-assessment. Devote a few minutes each day to document your thoughts, experiences, and decisions. Over time, you will compile a comprehensive record of your cognitive journey that you can analyze and learn from. Another enriching practice involves joining reflection circles. These group sessions allow participants to share their experiences and insights, creating a space for both giving and receiving feedback. This collective approach to reflection can unveil new perspectives and insights that you may not have considered on your own. As you hone your ability to engage in deep reflection, you're likely to observe various outcomes. At its core, you will see a boost in your self-awareness, gaining a clearer insight into your thoughts, strengths, and areas needing improvement. This heightened awareness is immensely beneficial, equipping you to make more informed choices and take actions that are more effective. With ongoing practice, you'll become adept at learning from your past experiences, skillfully extracting invaluable lessons from both your successes and setbacks, applying these insights to new contexts. This process of accelerated learning fosters rapid enhancements in your critical thinking and decision-making skills. Eventually, at the pinnacle of mastery, you may reach a point where you're consistently refining your way of thinking. Your ability to reflect and learn from experiences will sharpen, creating a more effective and incisive thought process over time. However, this doesn't imply that you will never err. That's an unrealistic expectation. It suggests that you'll be positioned to learn and grow from every experience, leading to a continual improvement in your cognitive abilities. Naturally, the path to mastering deep reflection comes with its own set of challenges. One major pitfall is the inclination towards superficial reflection, which often yields little in the way of actionable insights. It can be all too easy to fall into the habit of merely recounting events without delving into their deeper significance or implications. To combat this tendency, it's beneficial to set specific goals for what you hope to achieve through reflection. Consider what you want to learn or grasp more thoroughly. Identify particular elements of your thinking or decision-making that you aim to enhance. By establishing clear objectives, you will engage in meaningful analysis rather than skimming the surface. Another obstacle is carving out time for regular reflection amid our busy schedules. In the hustle of daily life, it can be tempting to view reflection as a luxury we simply cannot afford while managing numerous responsibilities. Yet it's crucial to recognize that reflection is not separate from our daily activities. Rather, it's a vital component of learning and personal growth. Just a few minutes of dedicated reflection each day can lead to substantial long-term benefits. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to consider how embracing deep reflection could transform your learning approach and overall development. How might your decision-making process shape the way you experience life, make choices, and tackle challenges? The capacity for profound reflection is an invaluable asset, one that can significantly boost your critical thinking capabilities and promote ongoing personal and professional development. However, reflection is merely one component of a larger framework essential for honing sharp critical thinking skills. As you progress, you'll begin to see how this reflective process interacts with an array of other cognitive strategies. Consider the implications of merging deep reflection with the assurance to take decisive action. How could this transformation alter your approach to intricate issues and high-stakes decisions? In the upcoming chapter, get ready to investigate the subtle equilibrium between contemplation and execution, and learn how to effectively leverage confident decision-making within your critical thinking journey. Chapter 8: Deciding with Confidence. Have you ever found yourself paralyzed by uncertainty, endlessly weighing your options without arriving at a conclusion? Or perhaps you've made hasty decisions that you later came to regret, having overlooked potential ramifications. These instances reveal a vital element of critical thinking that many find challenging: the art of taking decisive action. In this chapter, we will dissect a skill that has the potential to revolutionize your method of problem-solving and decision-making. This competence serves as a bridge connecting thought to action, empowering you to proceed with intention and confidence. Even more importantly, it fosters a mindset that enables you to tackle complicated situations with clarity and assurance. Reflect for a moment on the last significant decision you encountered. How did you handle it? Did you become ensnared in a cycle of perpetual analysis, hesitant to commit to a definitive path? Alternatively, did you leap prematurely into a choice, only to experience regret afterward? If these scenarios resonate with you, rest assured you are not alone. Many of us grapple with finding the right balance between thorough deliberation and decisive action. The ability to make confident decisions is not merely a useful trait. It is a core element of effective critical thinking. Why is this important? Because self-assured decision-making often leads to superior outcomes. When we have faith in our capacity to choose wisely, we are more inclined to act assertively and follow through on our decisions to achieve successful results. Additionally, confidence in decision-making alleviates the paralysis that can accompany uncertainty. Indecision can hinder our overall effectiveness in a fast-paced world that often calls for quick thinking and immediate reactions. The skill to make prompt and well-considered choices is crucial, empowering us to take advantage of opportunities, tackle challenges, and navigate complex situations more smoothly and successfully. So how can we cultivate this skill? The answer lies in comprehending and applying the principles of decision-making theory. This discipline emphasizes the fine line between analysis and action. On one hand, we risk falling into what's known as analysis paralysis, where we become so absorbed in gathering data and contemplating options that we find it challenging to arrive at a decision. Conversely, we may encounter the pitfalls of hasty decision-making, wherein we leap into action without adequate thought or reflection. While quick decisions may be necessary in crises, consistently acting on impulse can lead to undesirable results and lost chances. Thus, our aim should be to discover that optimal balance between these opposing forces. We need to conduct sufficient analysis to inform our choices while avoiding the trap of being bogged down by indecision. The goal is to act with resolution, yet not rashly. How then can we strike this balance? One effective strategy is to employ structured decision-making techniques, which offer a framework for organizing our thoughts and methodically assessing our options. One valuable tool is the decision matrix. It entails listing available options alongside the criteria we will use to evaluate them, followed by scoring each choice based on these criteria. This approach facilitates an objective comparison of intricate choices, leading to a sound decision. Another practical method is the traditional pros and cons analysis. Though straightforward, this technique can prove remarkably effective. By compelling us to examine both the advantages and disadvantages of each choice, it aids in ensuring we don't overlook significant factors, resulting in a more balanced decision-making process. However, utilizing these tools is merely part of the solution. To truly make confident decisions, we must foster trust in our decision-making abilities. This doesn't imply we should naively believe every choice will be flawless, but rather, we should have confidence in our capacity to make reasoned judgments and learn from the consequences. Developing this trust requires acknowledging that decision-making is a skill that enhances over time. Each choice we make contributes to our growth and mastery in this essential area. By reflecting on our choices, whether they've succeeded or fallen short, we open ourselves to valuable lessons that shape our future decisions. It's crucial to understand that making confident choices doesn't equate to being infallible. Rather, it involves committing to a decision based on the best information we have at that moment, while remaining adaptable to new insights as they emerge. To cultivate the habit of making decisions with confidence, regular practice is key. One effective method is to engage in role-playing scenarios where we simulate complex decision-making situations. This allows us to navigate through these choices without the real-life stakes, sharpening our skills in a supportive environment. Additionally, joining decision-making workshops can be immensely beneficial. These collaborative sessions allow us to work on exercises, exchange viewpoints, and draw from the varied experiences of others. This collective approach can unveil fresh perspectives and strategies that we might not have considered independently. As you refine your decision-making abilities, you'll likely notice a range of positive changes. At a fundamental level, you'll find yourself more self-assured in daily decisions, experiencing less hesitation and a greater capability to proceed with resolve. With ongoing practice, you'll enhance your skill in making well-informed choices, even in intricate or high-pressure situations. You'll grow more adept at quickly evaluating circumstances, weighing alternatives, and committing to a chosen path. This improved decision-making skill set can lead to better results in both your personal life and professional endeavors. Ultimately, at the peak of your mastery, you might reach a point where you can seamlessly blend analysis with action. Your ability to gather and assess information, consider options, and act decisively will become not only efficient, but also highly effective. While this doesn't guarantee the absence of tough decisions or the occasional misstep, after all, that's simply part of being human, it does mean you'll tackle decision-making with a level of proficiency and assurance that distinguishes you from the rest. The journey toward this level of expertise is indeed a rewarding one. Mastering the art of confident decision-making certainly comes with its share of challenges. One notable hazard stems from the possibility of overconfidence. As we grow more adept at making choices, there's a temptation to adopt an attitude of invulnerability. This mindset can lead us to rush our decisions or overlook essential details. To mitigate this inclination, it's vital to frequently revisit and refine our decision-making approaches. This could involve routinely evaluating our methods, seeking others' perspectives, or conducting reviews after decisions to glean insights from our triumphs and setbacks. By fostering a culture of ongoing improvement, we can enjoy the advantages of confidence while protecting ourselves from its potential downsides. Another hurdle we face is handling the emotional facets of making decisions. Even with a well-structured approach, uncertainty and risk often accompany our choices. Learning to cope with the anxiety or stress tied to significant decisions is a crucial element of honing our confident decision-making skills. As we wrap up this chapter, take a moment to reflect on how embracing this practice of confident decision-making might influence the way you tackle challenges and seize opportunities in your everyday life. Consider its impact on your approach to complex issues, your reactions to unforeseen circumstances, or your pursuit of personal goals. The capacity to make decisions with assurance is a potent asset, one that can significantly boost your effectiveness and achievement across all facets of life. However, confident decision-making is merely one facet of the broader puzzle that shapes our critical thinking abilities. As you continue on this journey, you will uncover how this decisive mindset interconnects with various cognitive strategies. What transpires when we merge our capability to make assured decisions with a holistic perspective on thinking and living? How might this transformation alter our navigation through the intricate complexities of the world and our pursuit of aspirations? As we delve into the final chapter, prepare to examine how all these vital thinking skills converge to cultivate a lifestyle of sharp, effective thinking, capable of revolutionizing every aspect of your life. Chapter 9, Live Critically. As we arrive at the concluding chapter of our exploration together, it's an opportune moment to take a step back and contemplate the broader landscape. We have delved into numerous strategies and methods for enhancing our critical thinking abilities, from confronting our biases to making confident choices. However, the true strength of these skills does not merely lie. The essence lies not only in the individual skills we apply, but also in how they collectively reshape our entire perspective on life. Engaging critically with the world isn't merely about scrutinizing every tiny aspect of our day-to-day existence. Rather, it's about cultivating a mindset that enables us to maneuver through the intricacies of our reality with heightened clarity, intentionality, and effectiveness. It's about integrating critical thinking into our identity, transforming it from a task we perform into an intrinsic part of who we are. Consider how you used to tackle challenges and make decisions prior to delving into this book. Now envision a more developed version of yourself, one who seamlessly weaves critical thinking skills into every facet of life. How would this enhanced version manage obstacles? How would they engage with others and chase their dreams? Our shared journey has been more than just acquiring new techniques. It's about equipping you to embody that evolved self, someone capable of navigating complex situations and making informed choices across diverse contexts. A key manifestation of this empowerment is the newfound confidence you possess when faced with intricate circumstances. Where you may have once felt daunted by challenging problems, you now wield an arsenal of strategies to tackle them methodically. You can observe attentively, pose insightful questions, identify patterns, challenge preconceived notions, explore alternatives, engage in meaningful reflection, and decide with assurance. This holistic approach enables you to deconstruct even the most formidable situations into manageable elements. Furthermore, your refined decision-making skills will enhance your performance across all aspects of life, be it career guidance, personal choices, or professional hurdles. You now possess the aptitude to gather pertinent information, analyze it thoughtfully, and reach sound conclusions. This doesn't imply that you will always arrive at flawless decisions. Perfection is unattainable for anyone. However, it does mean that you can approach decision-making with heightened clarity and confidence. Beyond problem-solving and decision-making, the advantages of critical thinking extend to enriching your relationships. By employing critical listening techniques, truly engaging with what others articulate, analyzing their viewpoints, and posing thoughtful questions, you can elevate your communication skills. This, in turn, fosters deeper insights, reduces misunderstandings, and creates more meaningful connections. The connection between self-awareness and empathy, fostered through critical thinking, can greatly enhance the quality of our interactions. By acknowledging your own biases and taking the time to see things from different angles, you open yourself up to a deeper understanding of others' perspectives, even when they contrast with your own. This practice can significantly enhance your personal and professional relationships. As you weave critical thinking into the fabric of your everyday life, you may discover that you can tackle goals that once felt unattainable. Challenges that used to seem overwhelming will transform into fascinating puzzles waiting to be solved. You'll learn to approach these obstacles with clarity, breaking them down into smaller, more manageable parts, and systematically addressing each one. Such mental clarity naturally extends to your leadership skills. Whether you're steering a team at work, directing a community initiative, or simply taking charge of your own life path, your critical thinking abilities will empower you to lead with confidence and insight. You'll be capable of thoroughly assessing situations, making sound decisions, and effectively articulating your vision to others. One of the most exhilarating features of incorporating critical thinking into your daily routine is how it becomes more intuitive over time. With continued practice of the principles discussed in this book, you'll find that critical thinking evolves into a habitual part of your thinking process. What once required conscious thought will gradually become an automatic response to information and obstacles you encounter. This ease doesn't imply that your learning will stagnate. In fact, the opposite is true. As critical thinking becomes embedded in your cognitive habits, you'll find yourself facing increasingly complex challenges with newfound agility. You'll accomplish more while investing less mental effort in the fundamentals of critical analysis. This sets off a positive cycle of growth and accomplishment, where enhancements in your critical thinking skills lead to greater effectiveness in your pursuits. Such successes reinforce the importance of critical thinking, inspiring you to utilize these abilities more consistently. Over time, you'll discover yourself achieving more with increased efficiency and effectiveness across various aspects of your life. Yet, perhaps the most transformative benefit of embracing a critically minded approach is the clarity and sense of purpose it infuses into your life in a world that often feels chaotic. Life can often feel disordered and daunting, but critical thinking offers a method to navigate through that chaos. It empowers you to sift through the noise and distractions, concentrating on what genuinely matters while making choices that resonate with your values and aspirations. This newfound clarity not only aids in addressing external complexities, but also enhances your self-awareness. By engaging in self-reflection and examining your biases, you'll uncover profound insights into your own thoughts, motivations, and behaviors. This self-awareness serves as the cornerstone for personal development and satisfaction. As we wrap up this book, I want to inspire you with a vision of what can unfold when you wholeheartedly integrate critical thinking into your daily existence. Picture yourself waking up each morning with a clear mindset, prepared to face whatever challenges lie ahead. You tackle problems with curiosity and confidence rather than anxiety. Your interactions with others stem from openness and empathy instead of judgment and defensiveness. In your career, you're recognized for your insightful input and prudent decision-making abilities. You are adept at identifying connections and seizing opportunities that others overlook, which paves the way for innovative solutions and consistent professional growth. In your personal life, your relationships thrive on deep understanding and meaningful conversations. While you may not be flawless, after all, none of us are, you possess the tools necessary to learn and evolve from every experience. Challenges transform into chances for reflection and enhancement, while achievements are scrutinized for insights that inform future pursuits. Most importantly, you experience a sense of agency in your life. Rather than feeling tossed about by circumstances, you navigate life's intricacies with purpose and intentionality. You aren't merely reacting to the world around you. You are actively forging your own path within it. This is the essence of living critically. It transcends merely thinking more effectively. It enriches your entire existence. It means approaching life with clarity, purpose, and efficacy, thus becoming the best version of yourself, while also making a meaningful contribution to your surroundings. As you finish this book, keep in mind that this moment marks not the conclusion of your journey, but rather the commencement of a new chapter. The skills and techniques we've examined are tools at your disposal, and like any instruments, they become increasingly effective through practice. Continue to embrace critical thinking within your everyday life. Seek out opportunities to apply these newfound skills, reflect on your experiences, and persist in refining your approach. Embarking on the journey of critical thinking is a path of ongoing growth and exploration. Each day presents fresh chances to observe, inquire, analyze, and make decisions. Welcome these moments. Allow your curiosity to propel you toward a deeper understanding. Let your critical thinking abilities steer you toward more thoughtful choices. Within you lies the capacity for remarkable growth and accomplishment. Your cultivated critical thinking skills are essential for unlocking this potential. Apply them wisely and frequently, and watch as they revolutionize not only your thought processes, but also your overall way of living. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, which you've already taken. Now, equipped with the power of critical thinking, it's time to move forward with assurance into the future you've envisioned. The world is intricate, full of challenges and opportunities, but with your refined mindset and critical approach, you're prepared to tackle it head-on. Go ahead and engage critically. Your path to a sharper, more rewarding existence is just beginning. As you implement these critical thinking skills, you might encounter new obstacles, scenarios where emotions peak and clear thought feels out of reach. How do you maintain your critical edge when the pressure is on? The key is to master a vital set of skills that enables you to wield critical thinking effectively in all aspects of your life. Discover these essential techniques in the audiobook, Stay Calm, Think Smart, The Art of Critical Thinking in Difficult Situations. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformative journey.